This is a log recording of the Voice of Korea for Monday the 15th of April 2013, recorded in Melbourne, Australia via a Yaesu FRG-7700 receiver on 13650 kHz 20 metres. The program commenced at 8 p.m. Melbourne time, 10 hours UTC. The original program ran for an hour, but musical sections, the opening interval signal and the closing announcement with a list of broadcast frequencies has been cut out of this log. This is recorded on an unusual occasion for North Korea. They're celebrating the Day of the Sun. I should explain that very much in North Korea the ruling family has been ascribed with supernatural gifts and have really taken the place of religion and a god in North Korean society. This hereditary dictatorship gets the lion's share of propaganda within the North Korean broadcasts. And on this occasion, the Day of the Sun, the majority of the broadcast was given over to him, and there is a much greater proportion of speech in this broadcast than normal. Consequently, it runs a little longer than normal, so I'll cut my introduction short. I should add that I don't endorse, support or otherwise condone the content of the broadcast of the Voice of North Korea. I intend this partly as a demonstration of the old technique of shortwave broadcasting, which the North Koreans have fallen back on owing to the lack of an internet connection with the outside world for the majority of their people. And I post these on YouTube with the hope that it'll at least give an understanding of the rather strange thinking of the people of that country who are isolated in a communications bubble against the rest of the civilized world. Voice of Korea, Monday, 15th of April, 2013.
April 15th, the 102nd day of the sun has come to Korea, shining with the name of the great leader President Kim Il-sung. Creating the significant common holiday of the Korean people and the world of progressive humanity, the people pay boundless respects to President Kim Il-sung, the great man of the century. Since he was born in Mangyongdae on April 15th, Juche-1 or 1912, President Kim Il-sung devoted his all to the country and people and to the global independence. In his glorious lifetime, he defeated a formidable US and Japanese imperialists, led 2 stages of social revolution to victory, and turned Korea into a dignified socialist country. He also created immortal Juche idea and opened the road to shape the destiny of men. President Kim Il-sung was a great man, great revolutionary, and great military strategist with unusual wisdom and leadership ability and noble virtues. He remains alive in the hearts of all people for his immortal exploits in human history. Respected Marshal Kim Jong-un, first Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, first Chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK, and Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army, together with leading officials of the Central Military Commission of the Workers' Party of Korea, National Defense Commission of the DPRK, and the Korean People's Army, visited the Gumsusan Palace of the Sun and paid high respect to the great leaders Generalismos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-Il at 0 hours on April the 15th on the occasion of the significant Day of the Sun. He was accompanied by Choi Ryong-hae and other leading officials of the Central Military Commission of the Workers' Party of Korea, National Defense Commission of the DPRK, and the Korean People's Army. Marshal Kim Jong-un entered the hall with the full-length statues of great Generalismos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-Il. The commander of the Guard of Honor of the Ground, Naval, Air, and Anti-Aircraft Forces of the Korean People's Army and worker peasant Red Guards offered a tribute to the full-length statues. A flower basket was laid before the full-length statues in the name of Marshal Kim Jong-un. The floral basket was also laid there in the name of the Central Military Commission of the Workers' Party of Korea and the National Defense Commission of the DPRK. Marshal Kim Jong-un, together with other visitors, offered greetings to the statues of the Generalismos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. Marshal Kim Jong-un entered the hall where Generalissimo Kim Il-sung is laid in state and paid greetings to him. He also entered the hall where Generalissimo Kim Jong-il is laid in state and offered greetings to him. The visitors made a firm resolve to make an active contribution to honoring the immortal revolutionary achievements of the great Generalissimos forever, and firmly guaranteeing the revolutionary cause of truth and the cause of building a prosperous socialist nation with arms under the leadership of respected Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un. The bronze statues of the great Generalissimos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-Il were erected at the Ministry of People's Security during the significant celebration of the auspicious Day of the Sun, the birth anniversary of President Kim Il-sung. The unveiling ceremony of the bronze statues was held at the Ministry of People's Security on Sunday. Present there were Kim Yong-nam, Park Bong-ju, and other senior officials of the party, state and army, officials of the party and armed forces organs, officials of the Ministry of People's Security, men of People's Security, service personnel of the Korean People's Internal Security Forces, and officials, employees of the institutions and helpers that contributed to the building of the bronze statues and working people in Pyongyang. The bronze statues of Generalissimos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il were unveiled by senior officials of the party and state. When the carbon cloths were thrown off, the bronze statues shone brightly. A floral basket was laid before the bronze statues in the name of respected Kim Jong-un. Then floral basket in the joint name of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly, and the Cabinet of the TPRK, floral basket in the joint name of the Ministry of the People's Security and the Political Bureau of the Korean People's Internal Security Forces, and other floral baskets were placed before the statues. All the participants made a bow to the bronze statues of the great Generalissimos. Il, alternate member of the Political Bureau of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea and Minister of People's Security, made unveiling address. He said, "The ardent desire of the political defenders of the party to erect bronze statues of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il together, and thus highly praise and glorify their greatness through generations, was wonderfully realized thanks to Marshal Kim Jong-un." Respected Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un energetically led the work to build the bronze statues at the ministry on the occasion of the significant Day of the Sun. People's security men and service persons of the People's Internal Security Forces should hold the great Generalissimos in high esteem as the son of truth forever, with pure revolutionary conscience and moral obligation, defend and add glory to their immortal revolutionary exploits, and orient the work of the People's Security to the safeguard of the headquarters of revolution, to resolutely defend Kim Jong-un politically and ideologically, and at the risk of their lives, the Minister of the People's Security stressed. There was a ceremony of the female brass band and the military band of the Korean People's Internal Security Forces. Then, a guard of honor of the ground, naval, air and anti-aircraft forces of the Korean People's Army and the Work Peasant Red Guards marched past. The national meeting was held at April 25th House of Culture in Pyongyang on Sunday, on the occasion of the 101st birth anniversary of the great leader Kim Il-sung. Present at the meeting were Kim Yong-nam, Park Bong-ju, Chae Ryong-hae, and other leading officials of the party, state and army, chairpersons of family parties, officials of the party, armed forces and government organs, public organizations, ministries, national agencies, service persons of the Korean People's Army and Korean People's Internal Security Forces, officials in the fields of science, education, literature and arts, public health and the press, bereaved families of revolutionary martyrs, meritorious persons, and working people in Pyongyang. Also present there were the delegation of Koreans in Japan, delegations of overseas Koreans, and Korean compatriots for celebrating the Day of the Sun, and the representative of the Pyongyang mission of the South Korean Anti-Imperialist National Democratic Front. Invited to the meeting were foreign diplomatic representatives, representatives of international organizations and military attaches in Korea. Kim Yong-nam in his report said the birth of Kim Il-sung was a great fortune that the son of Juche rose for the first time in the 5,000-year-long history of the Korean nation, and a great event which provided the Korean people and the progressive mankind with the dawn of the independent era. He said, Kim Il-sung, who laid the lasting foundation for the victorious advance and completion of the revolutionary cause of Juche and independent cause of mankind, recording a glorious revolutionary life in the annals of the 20th century, will remain alive as the eternal leader of the party and people and the son of Juche. The idea and cause of Kim Il-sung was invariably carried forward by the great leader Kim Jong-Il, who wisely led the struggle for the accomplishment of the Juche Revolution. Thanks to the energetic leadership of Kim Jong-Il, who continued his intensive patriotic march of field guidance to the last moment of his life for the prosperity of the country and happiness of the people, amazing events took place in realizing the desire of fatherly Kim Il-sung, and the glorious 100 years of Juche career came to an end with success. It is the greatest honor and fortune of Kim Il-sung Kim Jong-il career to hold in high esteem respected Marshal Kim Jong-un at the supreme posts of our party, state and army. Certain is the final victory of the revolutionary cause of Juche under his leadership. He called for vigorously struggling for the building of a thriving socialist nation and victory in the war for national reunification and for the accomplishment of the revolutionary cause of Juche and victory of the independent cause of mankind, firmly rallied around the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea headed by Kim Jong-un. That day, meetings were held in the provinces, cities, districts, counties and complexes on the occasion of the 101st birth anniversary of great leader Kim Il-sung. Mosaic mirrors of the great leaders, including those of smiling Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, were respectfully built in different units in Pyongyang City on the occasion of the significant holidays in April. Mosaic mirrors of smiling Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il were built in Gyeokpo and Samseok districts and Gangnam County, and the mosaic mirrors in the Kim Bo-hyun University, the Central Committee of the General Federation of Trade Unions of Korea, and the Central Ministry of the Ministry of Land and Environmental Conservation. Unveiling ceremonies were held in the units concerned. Respected Kim Jong-un received the gift from the Secretary General of the International Institute of the Juche Idea on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. The gift for Kim Jong-un was conveyed to an official concerned by Secretary General Kenichi Ogami on the 13th. Earlier, gifts sent to Kim Jong-un by the delegation of the Latin American Institute of the Juche Idea and the delegation of the Russian Association for the Promotion of Study and Dissemination of Kim Jong-il's works were conveyed to officials concerned respectively. Respected Kim Jong-un also received a gift from the Mongolian Center for the Study of Juche. Meanwhile, Kim Jong-un was presented with a gift by Liu Chong-sung, board director of the Shenyang Korean Economic Trade and Investment Advisory Company Limited of China, and his party participating in the 15th Kim Il-sung Year Festival. Respected Marshal Kim Jong-un received a letter sent by the Central Committee of the South Korean Anti-Imperialist National Democratic Front on the 15th, on the occasion of the 101st birth anniversary of the great leader President Kim Il-sung. The letter said, "Thanks to April 15th, when the sun of Juche rose, the Korean nation put an end to the eventful history of ordeals stained with submission and statelessness, and greeted a new bright morning. President Kim Il-sung, outstanding thinker and theoretician, and matchless political veteran representing the 20th century, with his extraordinary wisdom and the noble idea of believing in the people as in heaven, illumined the road for the fellow countrymen and humankind to advance with brilliant rays of Juche, and open the new era of independence, when history is advancing thanks to the inexhaustible creative power of the people. President Kim Il-sung is the most prominent leader, uncommon great man, father of the nation, and great sage of humankind, who has put the new history of modern Korea, embroidered with the Juche era, on the top of independence, dignity, happiness, and prosperity. The Sungun revolutionary cause of Juche, which has won victory century after century for tens of years since it was pioneered in Mount Baekdur, is brilliantly carried forward thanks to Marshal Kim Jong-un, identical with President Kim Il-sung and General Kim Jong-il, who later noted and continued, "We will more firmly keep the firm faith and will that President Kim Il-sung and General Kim Jong-il will always be with us, glorifying their ideas and leadership exploits for national reunification, and flung open the gate of independent reunification." In accordance with the demand of the prevailing situation, we will further consolidate the anti-imperialist National Democratic Front as an ideological integral whole, a united body of action, and a steel-like vanguard, believing in and following early Marshal Kim Jong-un, brilliant son of the nation and lodestar of national reunification as heaven, the letter said. The letter wished Marshal Kim Jong-un good health. Respected Marshal Kim Jong-un received a letter sent by the Central Standing Committee of the General Association of Korean Residents in Japan on the 15th, on the occasion of the 101st birth anniversary of the great leader Kim Il-sung. The letter said the great leader Kim Il-sung was the peerless thinker and theoretician, great star of leadership, matchless great political veteran, and the father of the people. It noted that his idea and exploits are the soul and the eternal life of Kim Il-sung's career, and his life is the most brilliant life of a peerless patriot, hero of the nation, and legendary great man who devoted his all to the country and nation. The letter noted today that such a cause pioneered and developed by the great generalismos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-Il is being carried forward to completion without any slightest hesitation and concession under the leadership of Marshal Kim Jong-un. It said, today the people in homeland are turning out as one in the do-or-die struggle to defend the supreme dignity of the nation and the sovereignty of the country with great national pride and honor of holding respected Kim Jong-un at the highest posts of the party and state. We are filled with a burning resolve to defend the authority of Marshal Kim Jong-un at the risk of our lives and resolutely defend the grateful motherland and safeguard the organization of the General Association, a valuable legacy of the great generalismos. Our ardent wish is the good health of Marshal Kim Jong-un, illustrious great man of Mount Baekdur, who is leading the building of a thriving nation and the all-out confrontation with the United States. Representing the warmest reverence of all officials of the General Association of Korean Residents in Japan, the letter wished Marshal Kim Jong-un good health. The participants in the 26th International Athletic Federation Manjongdae Prize Marathon Games sent a letter to respected Kim Jong-un on the 14th. In the letter they said, the recent marathon games held on the occasion of the Day of the Sun was a success, despite a tenser situation of the Korean Peninsula than ever before, and continued, it served as an important opportunity for the marathoners from many countries to promote friendship and exchange experiences. During our stay in Pyongyang, we could witness the Korean people powerfully building a prosperous nation in single-hearted unity around Kim Jong-un. We, on behalf of the participants in the 26th International Athletic Federation Manjongdae Prize Marathon Games, sincerely wish respected Kim Jong-un good health, as well as the Korean people great success in the building of a prosperous nation and in the struggle for peace of the country. Kim Il-sung Kim Jong-il exhibitions, meetings, book and photo exhibitions, film shows, and various other events recently took place in Laos, Benin, the Democratic Congo, Ethiopia, Peru, Myanmar, Indonesia, Cambodia, Thailand, China, Russia, Romania, Iceland, Switzerland, Nigeria, Guinea, Tajikistan, Sweden, Mexico, Nepal, Serbia, and Singapore. On the occasion of the Day of the Sun, the 20th anniversary of the great leader Kim Jong-il's election as chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK, and the first anniversary of the election of respected Kim Jong-un as the supreme leader of the Korean party and state. Present at the events were many people and personages of different circles of those countries. Screened at the film shows were the DPRK documentaries including Iron Like Rank Korean People's Army. Congratulatory messages to Kim Jong-un and solidarity messages were adopted at the events held in Benin, Romania, Switzerland, and Nepal. Meanwhile, the 20th Korean National Art Festival of Koreans in Uzbekistan took place on the 7th on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. On the occasion of the Day of the Sun, newspapers of Russia, Laos, Thailand, Uruguay, and Germany ran articles praising the immortal exploits of the great leader Kim Il-sung, illustrated with his smiling portraits and photographs of the great generalismos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il taken together. newspapers and websites of Indonesia and Nigeria issued articles on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the great leader Kim Jong-Il's election as chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK, the first anniversary of respecting Kim Jong-un's election as the supreme leader of the party and state, and the 81st anniversary of the founding of the heroic Korean People's Army. The Bangladeshi Group for the Study of Sungun Policy and the Bangladeshi Korea Friends and Solidarity Committee released bulletins on the same occasion. The participants in the 3rd April Spring People's Art Festival visited the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun, where the great leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il are laid in state, and paid noble homage to them on the 14th. Foreign guests and overseas Koreans participating in the 15th Kim Il-sung Festival visited the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun, where the great leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il are laid in state, and paid tribute to them on Sunday. The floral basket sent by Tsutomu Yamamoto, representative of Shigaku Liaison Society for Japan-Korea Friendship, on the occasion of the Day of the Sun, was laid before the bronze statues of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il on Mansu Hill on the 14th. The 26th International Athletic Federation Manjeongo Prize Marathon Games was held in Pyongyang on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. The opening ceremony was held at Kim Il-sung Stadium on Sunday. Present there were Kwak Bum-gi, Secretary of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, officials concerned, and working people in the city. Also present there were marathoners from more than 10 countries and regions, including the DPRK, Ukraine, Italy, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Kenya, and Namibia. A signal gun report banged, and more than 600 marathoners left the stadium and ran along the route. Citizens and school youth and children enclosed the rails, waving and clapping hands. At the closing ceremony, trophy cups, medals and citations were awarded to the runners who achieved good successes. The 14th meeting of the Executive Committee of the Board of Directors of the International Institute of the Church Idea was held in Pyongyang on Sunday. Present at the meeting were members of the Executive Committee, the Director General of the International Institute of the Church Idea, who is the Secretary General of the International Kim Il-sung Prize Council and Secretary General of the International Kim Jong-il Prize Council, Secretary General of the International Institute of the Church Idea, Secretary General of the Latin American Institute of the Church Idea, and Vice Chairman of the Korean Association of Social Sciences. Some directors attended the meeting as observers. The meeting summed up the successes achieved by the Church Idea Study Organizations after the 13th meeting and put forward a working plan of the Institute for 2013. Some members of the Executive Committee were elected to fill vacancy. The meeting adopted an appeal to the Church Idea adherents in many countries and regions. The appeal warmly called on the Church Idea adherents of the world to render active support and encouragement to the Korean people in their just cause to foil the aggressive movements of the imperialists, to reunify the country independently and build a prosperous nation in single-hearted unity under the leadership of First Secretary Kim Jong-un. That day, the government of the DPRK gave a reception at the Pyongyang Korea Hotel in honor of the delegations and delegates of the Church Idea Study Organizations on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. The delegation of the General Association of Koreans in China, led by its Vice Chairman Cha Sang-bo, the delegation of the Union of Democratic Korean Women in Japan, led by its advisor An Byung-ok, and the delegation of Central Association of Korean Nationals in Russia, headed by its chairperson Lee Chae-sun, visited Manjeongdae, the birthplace of great leader Kim Il-sung, on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. More than 10,000 students from all parts of South Korea held a press conference and made public a peace declaration at the Gwanghwamun Plaza in Seoul on the 11th. In the declaration, they said the situation on the Korean Peninsula is on the brink of war due to the continuing Pearl Eagle joint military exercises and others. The United States and the present South Korean ruler, directly responsible for the inter-Korean confrontation, should stop all military actions and take measures for peace on the Korean Peninsula before it is too late, they stressed. the Japanese Committee for Supporting the Independent and Peaceful Reunification of Korea and the Permanent Management Committee of the Ideological Movement of Activists recently issued statements denouncing the United States and the South Korean authorities for their hostile policy against the DPRK. Meanwhile, organ of the Swedish Communist Party, Proletarian, and internet homepage of the Sweden Korea Fans Association recently carried articles exposing the moves of the United States and its followers to stifle the DPRK. The Daily Rodong Sinmun on Monday carried an editorial. The idea and exploits of great Kim Il-sung will shine forever, along with the history of the powerful Baekdusan nation on the occasion of his 101st birth anniversary. And that's the end of the news, read by Cha Jong-Nam. This is Voice of Korea. The sun shines forever. Name of the sun. Kim Il-sung was the sun. History hasn't ever known an instance that a man was praised as the sun. The great leader President Kim Il-sung was praised by the people as the sun already in his teens. When Korea was reduced to a colony of the Japanese imperialists, young people of new generation gathered around him with a will to fight against the occupationists. Kim Jong-Il, director of the Korean Revolution Museum, has this to say.
우리 수령님께 태양의 전환을 제일 먼저 드리고 세상에 전한 사람들은 우리 혁명의 일제의 청년촌이들이었습니다. It was the young vendors of the first generation of the Korean Revolution who named President Kim Il-sung after the sun before others and announced it. The young people of the new generation who had wandered about with the sorrow over the occupied nation set out on the road of revolution led by President Kim Il-sung, singing the song of revolution, the song of struggle, and could enjoy a life as revolutionaries. How great he is! Completely fascinated by the idea, humanity, and personality of the young leader, the young people maintained in unison that the great leader Kim Il-sung should be the bright sun of Korea.
Son of Korea. It was a desire and hope of the 20 million Korean people in those days. People respected him as the sun. President Kim Il-sung lived up to the people's expectation and trust with his devotion and immortal achievements all his life. He defeated the most ferocious US and Japanese imperialists and liberated the country, defended the country from the imperialist aggression, and built a socialist system on this land to prosper forever. He created the man-centered future idea, the great guiding idea, and opened the road of historic march for global independence. The sun is the source of life, bringing all things back to life. Thanks to President Kim Il-sung, the Korean people could be freed from the status of stately slaves and enjoy a life of independent men, and this country could demonstrate its dignity to the world as a proud, independent sovereign state. The name of President Kim Il-sung, praised as the sun, will shine forever along with the fatherland.
Sunflower follows only the sun. People remember an unforgettable story. This happened during the Great Fatherland Liberation War in the early 1950s. During the temporary strategic retreat, President Kim Il-sung made a farmer driving a cart on a horse. Here was a dialogue between President Kim Il-sung and the elderly farmer, who is said to have come a long way from Condone, Jong-un province, which still touches the heartstrings of the people.
Well, are you going deep at night, old man? To the north. There is no place to go but to the north now. No way to go but to the north. Why are you going to the north? Why? I'm going to General Kim Il-sung together with other men. What are you going to him for during the war? What for? When I go to him, there will be a way out and I can win the war.
These were the answers given by the simple farmer to President Kim Il-sung at the most difficult time. More than 40 years later, in Churchill 83 or 1994, after the demise of President Kim Il-sung, the people saw his portrait smiling as bright as the sun as in his lifetime, on the street of bidding last farewell to him. In the world, only President Kim Il-sung remains immortal, smiling so brightly even after his demise. The people realized it from the bottom of their hearts. The following happened when a slogan of Leader's immortality was being engraved on a tower in the Gwangdok Street. An older man who had come to the construction site asked the builders time and again,
What letters are you engraving? Will you tell me once again? We are engraving on the tower, the great leader Comrade Kim Il-sung will always be with us.
Later, looking up at the slogan clear under the morning sunshine, the old man quietly said to himself,
Right, our leader remains alive. He's the sun in the sky.
People found the old man cleaning the pedestal of the tower from the day. People's minds were and are invisible, like the sunflower following the sun. The sun is eternal. During their visit to the International French Exhibition House, people learned that President Kim Il-sung was receiving gifts from foreign friends even after his demise. It was unprecedented in the history of great persons. All the friends said with admiration, President Kim Il-sung is the greatest of great men who was great in his lifetime but became greater after his demise. Secretary General of the Sri Lanka People's Korean Friendship Association, said,
In 1982, I met the great leader President Kim Il-sung greeting his birthday and had a picture taken with him and was invited to a luncheon given by him. The great President Kim Il-sung is with us today too. We will make efforts to inform the people of the Juche idea better in the future too. Warmly recalling the undying achievements of the great President Kim Il-sung and the respect of the Korean people for him, all of us are more convinced that he will always be with us.
In more than 100 countries of the world, there are streets, institutions, and organizations named after President Kim Il-sung, such as Kim Il-sung Class, Kim Il-sung Street, Kim Il-sung Kindergarten, and Kim Il-sung Institute. Foreigners awarded him supreme orders of their countries and hold him in high esteem as honorary citizen. Kim Il-sung Year is in bloom in all parts of the earth. It is a manifestation of the boundless reverence of humanity for the great men of the century. Sun Ha-cho, director of an institute of the Academy of Social Sciences, has this to say.
우리의 위대한 수령이시요 온 세계가 공인하는 인류의 태양이신 김일성 동지는 천재적 의지와 비범한 용도력, 숭고한 인덕을 지니신 위대한 용도자, 위대한 혁명가.
President Kim Il-sung, the great leader of our people and the son of humanity recognized by the whole world, was a great leader, great revolutionary, great military strategist and great artist of leadership, gifted wisdom, unusual leadership ability, and noble virtues.
46 extraordinary great personality and feats, the great leader President Kim Il-sung will always be immortal in the minds of the Korean people and the progressive humanity of the world. The sun shines forever.
You've been listening to teacher program under the title The Sun Shines Forever. This is Voice of Korea.